we are at paragraph number 3. If you look at this one and you read through it carefully, which is what you just did, this one gives you the 4 choices just like you'll have on an ACT test. And this one says, what is the main idea of this paragraph? Remember, today we're talking about main ideas. So we want to look through there and try to find the main idea of this as we're reading. We want to try to come up with it in our head. But because we have 4 answers, we know we've got one of those that's absolutely correct. So let's try to find the best answer here. If I look at number A, and it says the potato famine caused many Irish to immigrate to the U.S. And then I look back up at my passage, what I find is that this paragraph is not just about the potato famine. That is one of the details in this paragraph. And we know the difference between details and main ideas. We know that details are specific ideas that support a broader main idea. So since A tells us a detail, we will say that it is not the answer. We can take it out. The second one says the U.S. is a country of immigrants. Well, if we look through this passage, we note things like it talks about Irish immigration beginning during the early development of the colonies. It's estimated that 200,000 came in the 17th and 18th centuries. The numbers have swelled from 1820 to 1850. Then we move on to 1845 and 1852. And then we move on in history to the 19th and 20th centuries. We're still talking about Irish immigration. And then we talk about 36 million Americans today have Irish ancestry. So we know that we've taken a walk through history in this passage and talked about how Irish immigrants have come to the United States. So the second one says the U.S. is a country of immigrants. But this passage was not just talking about the U.S. being a country of immigrants. It was talking specifically about Irish immigration to the United States through our history. So this is too narrow. Actually, it's too broad. Sorry. This one, I guess we would say, was too broad because we need to be talking about Irish immigration. Okay, look at C. The Irish are coming to the U.S. still today. That would be an example of a detail because that's one detail that's listed in this passage. But it's not the overarching idea that takes care of all these details together. So we're going to take that out as well. We're left, by doing that narrow down kind of activity, we're left with D. But we always want to check and make sure that that one we're left with is the one that we're satisfied is the best answer. So I read through it. The Irish came in large numbers to the U.S. and I think about that paragraph. And in that paragraph, I'm seeing all kinds of information that talk about Irish immigrants coming throughout the history of this country. So, the main idea for this paragraph is that the Irish came in large numbers to the U.S. And we were able to narrow down to that because we knew that some of these were too broad and some were just details.